from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Thursday, February 25th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Hazleton police arrested two men on drug charges in the city's northwest side on Wednesday. City police say 38-year-old Rafael Acevedo of Hazleton and Jose Collado Payampas of Brooklyn, New York were in a silver BMW driven by Acevedo. They delivered 50 packets of heroin to a police informant at the designated drop-off point of 1st and Locust Streets. Police tried to make a traffic stop but say that he refused to put his hands behind his back and started swinging at officers. He also tossed several bags of cocaine from his pockets onto the ground. Before Acevedo was subdued, an officer sustained a wrist injury. Acevedo and Collado Payampas were slated for an overnight arraignment. The strong winds and heavy rain that blew through our area last night left several without power, but for parts of Bradford County, there was heavy damage. According to the National Weather Service, an EF1 tornado touched down around 7:30 last night in the Wyalusing area, where winds reached speeds of nearly 100 miles per hour. The extent of the damage is still being examined by the National Weather Service. No deal, so it's headed to court. Former Luzerne County Chief Public Defender Al Flora and the county could not reach an out-of-court settlement, and a court-mandated settlement conference held at the federal courthouse in Scranton. The suit, filed by Flora almost 3 years ago, will be scheduled for trial. Flora was the chief public defender from 2010 to 2013. He filed the suit after he was fired by then-manager Bob Lawton. Flora contends that he was fired because he wanted a larger budget for the PD's office. The suit was dismissed by federal magistrate Malachi Mannon in March 2014, but was that overturned on appeal by the Third Circuit Court of Appeals last January. The county and Flora disputed whether he was speaking as a citizen or a public defender's office employee when he spoke out through a separate funding lawsuit. No trial date has been set. A fire destroyed a vacant home in Larksville late Wednesday afternoon. It broke out around 5:30 at the house on Hillside Street near the borderline with Edwardsville. The house was fully engulfed when firefighters arrived. The house had been vacant for well over 20 years. Authorities say it had been stripped of anything of value left in it. The ranch-style home, which appears to have been built in the 60s, had also been the subject of an arson in 2010. A tractor-trailer crashed this morning on westbound Interstate 80 in Sugarloaf Township. It happened around 8 a.m. The truck was pulling off 80 onto the exit of Route 93. It flipped onto its side. The driver received what were described as minor injuries. Wednesday night, Luzerne County Acting Manager David Pedri spoke about the state of the government in Luzerne County. His first order of business in the State of the County address was customer service. Pedri wants to make the process for getting gun permits more efficient. He also wants a private room for people filing for protection from abuse orders and signs to let visitors know where different services are located in the courthouse and county offices. Other items include moving human services departments under a single roof. Pedri said there is a lot of other items that need to be addressed in the coming months. The Schuylkill County Commissioners approved a resolution at yesterday's meeting which support the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania legislative priorities. The commissioners want the General Assembly to restore funding for human service programs. They also want state officials to enact reforms to state budget to prevent another impasse. Schuylkill County had to use more than $1.5 million in loans from its reserve fund for human service programs. Other priorities of the CCAP and the county are to improve county government, diversify the tax base, and reform the assessment system. The Hazleton Area School District will hold a community outreach meeting on Thursday, March 3rd, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Hazleton One Community Center in Hazleton. Hazleton Area Superintendent of Schools Dr. Craig Butler said all parents and residents of the district are welcome to attend the open forum. Dr. Butler added that those in attendance can speak with school administrators. Once again, the community outreach meeting will be held at 6:30 on March 3rd at the HIP Center. 7 times a day, someone in the country dies in a fire. The American Red Cross is focusing on joining fire departments and community groups across the country to install smoke alarms in communities with a high number of fires. And now the American Red Cross Home Fire Campaign is coming to Hazleton. Along with the Hazleton Fire Department and other local partners, on Saturday, March 5th, the Red Cross will be installing smoke alarms in homes that need them and teaching people about what they can do now to be prepared should a fire break out in their home. Executive Director of the American Red Cross of Northeast PA, Bill Goldsworthy, said, quote, installing smoke alarms cut the risk of someone dying from a home fire in half. So we're joining with groups from across our community to install smoke alarms, unquote. For more information on this initiative, or if you'd like to make a plan for your family in case of an emergency, you can visit redcross.org. Well, it's time now for our first look at our forecast. Last night we experienced heavy rain and even thunderstorms in part of our viewing area, and today, snow flurries. Well, what's next? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Well, temperatures have continued to drop across our area. Yesterday we were dealing with some mild temperatures. Today, temperatures continuing to fall. And it's going to get downright cold as we head into tonight and as we head into tomorrow. Here's a look at the traffic cameras over the last couple of hours. Again, as those temperatures fall, any of that precipitation changes over to some snow showers and some snow flurries. Even some pockets of freezing rain. So again, keeping that in mind if you happen to be traveling through the overnight hours with those temperatures falling. Give yourself some extra time to get to your destination safely. There you can see some of the snow showers across our area. You know, you got to be careful when you're traveling out there, especially this evening and through tonight. Could encounter some icy areas out there. Always give yourself some extra time, like I said. Boy, these numbers were very nice. These were all yesterday. 50s, 60s. Since then, it's been all downhill. Here's a look at those numbers right now. 33 in New and Gold, 36 in Berwick, and 35 in Bloomsburg. Complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up here on WYLN, we'll have more about this weekend's American Cancer Society Telethon from its co-chair. Stay tuned. More news, weather, and sports is headed your way only on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
We're having an open house and you're invited.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are leading their respective parties in a Franklin and Marshall poll of Pennsylvania issued today. Trump leads the GOP with 22% support. Marco Rubio is in second place with 16%, followed by Ohio Governor John Kasich with 15%. Texas Senator Ted Cruz at 12% and retired neurosurgeon Dr. Ben Carson with 6%. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, who dropped out as the polling data started, was last with 4%. 25% remain undecided. On the Democratic side, Clinton had 88%, while Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders had 27%. 18% were undecided. 7% backed other unspecified candidates. The poll surveyed 985 registered voters as opposed to likely voters between February 13th and this Sunday. It polled 371 registered Republicans and 486 registered Democrats. It claims a margin of error at 3.1% for all voters, 4.4 points among Democrats and 5.1 points among Republicans. Pennsylvania's primary is April 26th. Well, that Franklin and Marshall poll also looked at the Democratic primary for U.S. Senator. Former Philadelphia area Congressman Joe Sestak leads that race with 21% support. Former DEP Secretary and Wolf Chief of Staff Kathleen McGinty is second with 12%, and Brad Dock Mayor John Fetterman is third with 8%. But the big number is the undecided 56%. The winner of the primary will face incumbent Republican U.S. Senator Pat Toomey. That poll also finds Attorney General Kathleen Kane with little support. 58% of voters said they think she should resign. That same percentage thinks the General Assembly should remove her if she does not. Kane faces a criminal trial on perjury and obstruction charges for leaking grand jury information to the Philadelphia Daily News and for lying to a grand jury about it. She announced last week that she wouldn't run for a second term. This week, the House discussed impeachment proceedings. The Senate has also turned down an effort to use a little-known constitutional provision called direct removal to pull her out of office. Well, coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, a closer look at this weekend's American Cancer Society Telethon at the Health and Wellness Center at Hazelton. Stay tuned.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Hello, I am Eric DeBaradinas from WYLN TV. Please join us this year as the Hazelton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 38th annual telethon on the road to wellness. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 27th at our new home, the Health and Wellness Center at Hazelton. WYLN will be broadcasting live from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The telethon is made possible by these sponsors.
Well, we went from the mild temperatures we had yesterday. Of course, we had the rain, we had thunderstorms, even some small hail in parts of our viewing area. And then temperatures continued to drop today, so any of the lingering moisture has now changed over to primarily snow in most locations. And tell you what, the winds are going to kick up, and they continue to kick up even now, and it's even going to get colder as we head through tonight and as we head into tomorrow. But a warm-up in store for our area as well in the 7-day forecast, which I'll get to in just a little bit. On to the graphic for the day, and well, we started out, actually it was pretty nice early this morning, I have to say, temperature-wise, very nice indeed. But since then, temperatures have continued to fall. Of course, we had some of the lingering moisture, lingering rain, and some showers around today, and now all of that moisture has changed over to some snow and some snow showers in our area. There's a look at our live 35 Skycast Doppler. We do have some of that snow that is falling across our area. Some of the pinks indicating a little bit of a mixture that continues to fall. And again, as those temperatures continue to fall through this evening and through the overnight hours, if you're traveling, be careful. There could be a couple of slick spots out there, so give yourself some extra time to get to your destination safely. We're at 31 degrees outside our television station in Hazleton. Winds coming in at about 12 to as much as 15 miles per hour. 34 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. It's colder out toward the west with temperatures generally only in the 20s. Still in the 30s in the Wyoming Valley area. We get that strong gusty wind out there. And again, still that lingering moisture. And we'll have to deal with that. It'll start to dissipate, move away, and not much going on as we head into tomorrow. Maybe a couple of flurries or snow shower or two around early. Then after that, things start to clear out. Notice those numbers tonight dropping down into the 20s. Tomorrow, we probably won't even get out of the 20s in the higher elevations. Elsewhere, temperatures generally in the lower 30s. Even colder by Saturday morning. Temperatures generally in the teens. And we also have to deal with some of those winds across our area and cold conditions for our Friday, which means it's going to make it feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. But then a warm-up in store for our area as we go into this upcoming weekend. By the second part of the weekend and early next week, something I think we all can definitely look forward to. Extended forecast looking like this and what we can expect over the next couple of days. A cold one for tomorrow. Only about 23 degrees, that'll be it. And then as we go into our Saturday, hey, it's looking pretty good out there for the telethon. Nice weather. Mix of clouds and sunshine, about 32 degrees. Milder for Sunday in the mid to upper 40s. Many areas will be in the 50s. And then staying in the 40s, I think, as we go into next week. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the pick 2, 8-2, the pick 3, 024, and the pick 4, 6800. And there you can see the pick 5 numbers, 91535, treasure hunt numbers 38, 19, 20, 26. Stick around. We'll have more for you coming up after this break.
Hello, I'm Bill Washko from WYLN TV. Please join us this year as the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 38th annual telethon On the Road to Wellness. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 27th at our new home, the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. WYLN will be broadcasting live from 11 till 11. The telethon is made possible by these sponsors.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Pete, a wonderful young man who had an unfortunate car accident, who sought chiropractic care and a team of doctors to help him along this road of recovery. It's coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
The countdown is on to the 38th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon. We are now just 2 days away. Our Gary Perna recently had co-founder and co-chair Clemmy Yamona on Topic A about the history of the telethon.
And Clemmy, I'll start with you. You've been with this from the very beginning. WYLN has been with it almost from the very beginning. Of course, our founders, the Gans family, been with it. So tell us a little bit about the backstory and how the Cancer Society Telethon came about and has lasted 38 years.
Well, we'll reflect back. Leon and Henry Kreisel intercepted me, and they said, it's a shame that Hazleton is not really acknowledged when it comes to cancer. We have to either go to Wilkes-Barre or we don't have any programs. So in the meantime, she said, we would like, well, we made a connection with Victor C. Deem, who was head of the local WAZL at the time, who was on the national board. And he suggested, well, why don't you have a fundraiser? It will bring people's attention. So naturally, they were very involved with polka bands. So they thought they'd have a dance-thon. So lo and behold, Jay Christopher used to be with the Channel 16. I don't remember what the call letters were. And they asked if he would come and just come to the telethon and broadcast from them for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And so we went down, Leona, Henry, and I went down, and Mr. Shelburne was the manager at the time, and we explained it to him, what our purpose was, because we felt we're just a connection with the Wilkes-Barre unit, what was called Lower Luzerne County. And he said, I don't see where you have any difficulty. you have a pioneer in Hazleton with television facilities. He said, Joe and Irene Gans. Well, I knew them on a social basis.
Right.
So I said, no problem. I said, we'll intercept them. So it's exactly, we came back into Hazleton, called them up. Now this was Holy Thursday. And I'll never forget, we met, Joe and Irene, myself, Henry and Leona. We went down to Genetti's. We went down Genetti's, and while we were there, because that's where the dance-a-thon was going to be planned,
Right.
and we cited what we thought we would like to enterprise, and Joe says, no problem. Joe and Irene, they're yes.
Yeah.
Knowing Joe and Irene from the time, they're just giving. So as a result, we had more guts than brains, I think, because we didn't know anything about anything. First thing you know, we organized phone banks, we organized different groupings, all the different organizations in town, and Joe and Irene had their setup as so far as, and sure enough, May 30th, it was the Memorial Day, and the Kreisels were very enterprising. They intercepted Don Kellner to come down with the first $1,000 and landed on the Gus Genetti's parking lot. And there we had our first $1,000 and the phone started ringing. And in the meantime, I think the Cancer Society from Wilkes-Barre thought they were just patronizing, and they said, well, if you raise about $25,000,
Right.
we raised $29,000, so then they had to submit, and it was ironic that up until this time, all the units were not local units of cities. They were all state units, and Hazleton became the first Hazleton Cancer Unit.
Wow.
And from that then on, we started, so that was the one-day affair. The following year was a second-day affair, and from that time on, we continued on.
Thank you very much, Gary. Coming up next, Eric DeVerdinas is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacek will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
King's College Athletics got a new logo a few months ago, and pretty soon they'll have a few new athletic teams. On Thursday, King's Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Cheryl Ish, announced that the college will be adding men's and women's ice hockey programs beginning in the 2017-2018 academic year. The Monarchs will be the fourth school to boast hockey programs in the Middle Athletic Conference and the fourth Division III hockey school in Pennsylvania. A coaching search will begin in the spring. The men and women will practice and play at the Revolution Ice Center in Pittston. Today, Ish said, quote, "With the growing popularity of ice hockey, we are excited about starting up the sport at King's and being able to meet the growing demand of those interested in continuing both their education and hockey careers," end quote. In District 11 basketball, reaching the district title game means you also reach the state playoffs. So a lot on the line last night in the semifinals as we start at Blue Mountain High School with the single A girls semis. Shenandoah Valley and Mahanoy meeting for the third time after the Lady Devils ended the Lady Bears season on this night a year ago. Scoring coming in chunks of 3 much of the night. The Devils' Ali Wargo sets up and launches from deep, and Shenandoah up 23-14. This, the old-fashioned 3 from Mahanoy's Jada Byrne, completing the trifecta at the line. The Bears down 8, but keep clawing. Megan Bisco, quick release. They're down just 2, 31-29. Seconds to go. Off the inbounds and off a tip, Bisco frees herself. She is clutch. That's the game winner. Mahanoy's only lead of the night comes with less than 5 seconds left. 32-31 the final. Tri-Valley next up, and the Bears moving on to states for the first time since 1998 when they won it all.
I didn't think it was real. That was, I don't even know. I can't even speak because it just felt so good.
I don't know what I was thinking at that point. I was praying I was in, but we only had one other 3 all night, and we didn't even shoot that many.
Now the Mahanoy boys were also looking for a spot in the district title game, facing Williams Valley in the AA semis. Bears defense does their job and the offense does enough. Matt Yansena open, he drills it from distance. Then junior Mikey Joseph with a hard drive, the in-air hesitation, and the hoop, and Mahanoy up 10-3. And it's those two names that connect for much of the night. Yansena with a pretty drop-off for Joseph. They combine for 28, and the lead swells. Mahanoy will go for a district 4-peat, winning 45-34. In the championship, they'll face the winner of Marion and Minersville as we head to the Mecca Martz Hall. The Miners get things going with a quick-fire shot of Chris Leshko, knocking down the triple. The Colts only able to manage 1 field goal in the first quarter. That comes courtesy of Brandon Mohammed. But Minersville finds a comfort zone beyond the arc. Shane Hoffman is good, and it'll be a rematch of last year's AA final as the Miners win 44-28. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, we'll preview some of the championship matchups set for this weekend, but next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Hello, I'm Bill Washko from WYLN-TV. Please join us this year as the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 38th annual telethon On the Road to Wellness. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 27th at our new home, the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. WYLN will be broadcasting live from 11 till 11. The telethon is made possible by these sponsors.
Well, we still got some snow showers across our area as temperatures continue to fall, and may have to deal with a lingering snow shower across our area tomorrow morning or a couple of flurries. But I tell you what, it is going to be very cold across our area as that cold air continues to make its way into our region. So bundle up for the daytime hours of tomorrow. It's going to be just downright cold across our area. In fact, we're not going to get out of the 20s for daytime high temperatures. Take a look at the number for yourself. 23, that'll do it for tomorrow. 15 for tomorrow night. And then looking nicer going into our Saturday, just in time for the telethon. 32 degrees, dry for the weekend. Second part of the weekend even looking better with temperatures getting up into the 40s, many areas in the 50s. And then we should be staying in the 40s as we go into next week. Maybe a few showers around for Wednesday and Thursday. Not looking bad.
All right, we're still hoping that stays true for Saturday, because this telethon is not only important to those that get the help that they need in cancer treatment, but it's close to our hearts too, and especially in memory of Irene Gans, which is something that we hold close to our hearts as well. And again, that is Saturday at February 27th at the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. It's from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Make sure you stop out. We'll all be there hosting. And if you can't make it out, you can watch it live right here on WYLN. Have a good night.